Risk is an unavoidable part of life, and in the world of business, it's ever present. Whether you're launching a startup, scaling an existing business, or managing a multinational corporation, risk plays a critical role in your decision-making process. Every major business move, expansion into a new market, developing a new product, or investing in cutting-edge technology comes with its set of risks. But here's the powerful truth: risk is not something to fear, but something to master. At Age Motivations, we believe that managing risk effectively is a critical skill for entrepreneurs and business leaders who want to create lasting success. Tony Robbins, a legendary figure in personal development, often speaks about turning challenges into opportunities. The same principle applies to risk in business. When approached with the right mindset and strategy, managing risk becomes a gateway to innovation, growth, and resilience. Today, we're going to explore the art of managing business risks. We'll dive deep into the strategies and mindset needed to not only avoid pitfalls, but to embrace uncertainty as a tool for achieving greatness. Let's unlock the secrets to thriving in a world filled with challenges, understanding that success is not found in the absence of risk, but in how we navigate it. The nature of risk in business. To master risk management, we first need to understand what risk really means in the business context. Risk is the potential of losing something valuable, such as time, money, reputation, or even opportunity. In a rapidly changing world, businesses face a wide variety of risks, from market volatility and financial instability to legal challenges and operational breakdowns. But it's important to remember that risk is not inherently negative. In fact, the most successful entrepreneurs are those who have learned to embrace risk while minimizing its potential downsides. Types of business risks. Market risk. This is the uncertainty surrounding the demand for your product or service. Changes in consumer preferences, economic downturns, or competition from emerging companies can all affect your market position. Operational risk. Every business has internal processes, employees, and systems in place. Operational risk arises from failures in these internal mechanisms, including human error, supply chain disruptions, or technological breakdowns. Financial risk. Financial instability is perhaps one of the most threatening risks for businesses. Poor cash flow management, increasing debt, fluctuating interest rates, or unforeseen costs can lead to financial strain and ultimately failure. Strategic risk. Strategic risk comes from decisions that fail to deliver the expected results. This can include launching an untested product, expanding into a market without understanding the local culture, or acquiring a company without proper due diligence. Reputational risk. In today's world, where news and opinions spread at lightning speed via social media, reputational damage can happen in an instant. A scandal, poor customer service, or a product failure can destroy years of hard-earned trust. Understanding risk as opportunity. The most successful businesses are those that don't just survive in risky environments but thrive in them. Entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Richard Branson have built empires by taking calculated risks. They understood that with great risk often comes great reward. When we manage risk, we're not trying to eliminate it entirely. That's impossible. Instead, we focus on understanding, evaluating, and minimizing its impact while seizing opportunities that others might be too fearful to grasp. Now that we have a clear understanding of the types of risks businesses face, let's dive into the practical steps of managing these risks. Step 1. Identifying and assessing risks. The first step in effective risk management is identifying potential risks that your business might face. This is a proactive process. You can't wait for problems to arise. You must anticipate them and be prepared. 1.1. Conduct a risk audit. A risk audit is a comprehensive review of your business environment, both internal and external, to identify potential risks. This involves a deep dive into every aspect of your operation, from financials and market positioning to operations, employee behavior, and customer relations. You must look at every angle of your business and ask, what could go wrong? How likely is this to happen? What would be the impact on the business if it did? A great example comes from Amazon, which constantly assesses risks in its supply chain, logistics, and fulfillment processes. When Jeff Bezos first launched Amazon, it was a simple online bookstore. But by conducting thorough risk audits, Amazon identified potential problems in shipping and customer service that could hurt long-term growth. This foresight allowed Amazon to develop one of the most advanced logistics systems in the world. Quantifying risk. After identifying risks, it's important to quantify them. This means attaching probabilities and potential costs to each risk. This helps you prioritize which risks demand the most attention. For example, if you're a small business that relies heavily on a single supplier, the risk of that supplier going out of business could be catastrophic. That's a high priority risk that needs to be mitigated. Creating a risk map. A risk map is a visual representation of the risks your business faces. Risks are plotted based on their likelihood of occurrence and their potential impact. Risks that are both highly likely and highly damaging should be at the top of your list for management. Here's how to create a simple risk map. Low likelihood, low impact. Monitor these risks, but don't dedicate significant resources. Low likelihood, high impact. Develop contingency plans, for example, natural disasters. High likelihood, low impact. Develop strategies to reduce their occurrence. High likelihood, high impact. These are your biggest threats and should be addressed immediately. By understanding the likelihood and impact of potential risks, you can make informed decisions about how to allocate resources to prevent or manage them. Step 2. Mitigating and managing risks. Once risks have been identified and assessed, the next step is to put plans in place to mitigate those risks. This means taking actions that either reduce the likelihood of the risk occurring or minimize its impact if it does. Avoiding risks. In some cases, the best strategy is to avoid the risk entirely. For example, if a new market presents significant regulatory challenges or political instability, it might be better to wait until those issues are resolved before entering. Avoidance isn't about fear, it's about smart decision-making. Avoiding a risky situation that's beyond your control allows you to focus on opportunities that have a higher chance of success. Reducing risks. Many risks can't be avoided but can be reduced. For example, operational risk reduction. Investing in employee training can reduce the risk of human error. Automating certain processes can also reduce the risk of mistakes. Cybersecurity risk. Implementing robust cybersecurity measures can reduce the likelihood of a data breach, one of the most significant risks for businesses today. Reducing risk doesn't eliminate it, but it significantly lowers its potential to disrupt your business. Transferring risks. Another strategy is to transfer the risk to another party. This is commonly done through insurance policies or contractual agreements. For example, a construction company might purchase liability insurance to protect against lawsuits related to workplace injuries. A tech startup might outsource its operations to reduce the risk of a system failure. By transferring the risk to another party, you ensure that the financial impact of certain risks doesn't fall solely on your business. Accepting risks. Not all risks can be avoided, reduced, or transferred. Some must simply be accepted. These are often low probability, low impact risks that don't justify the resources needed to mitigate them. A key part of risk acceptance is developing a contingency plan for how to handle the situation if the risk materializes. This ensures that, even in the worst-case scenario, your business is prepared to respond and minimize the damage. Step 3. Monitoring and reviewing risks. Risk management is not a one-time activity. The business environment is constantly changing, and new risks are always emerging. Therefore, it's essential to continuously monitor risks and adjust your strategies as necessary. Setting up a risk management framework. A risk management framework is a structured approach to continuously monitor and review risks. This should include regular risk audits. Conduct periodic reviews of your risk profile to ensure that no new risks have emerged. Risk reporting systems. Create systems for employees and managers to report potential risks. This promotes a culture of vigilance and responsibility. Review of mitigation strategies. Regularly assess whether your risk mitigation strategies are still effective. The risk landscape can change rapidly, especially in fast-paced industries like technology or finance. Responding to emerging risks. One of the most important aspects of monitoring risks is being able to respond quickly when new risks emerge. Think about the COVID-19 pandemic. Businesses that were able to pivot quickly, whether by shifting to remote work, embracing e-commerce, or adapting their supply chains, were the ones that survived and thrived. Always ask yourself, what's changing in my industry? How can I stay ahead of the curve? By keeping a close eye on industry trends, regulations, and global events, you can anticipate risks and respond proactively. Step 4. Building a risk-resilient culture. One of the most important aspects of managing risk in business is building a culture of resilience. This means creating an environment where risk management is not just the responsibility of leadership, but is integrated into the daily operations of the entire organization. The leadership's role in risk management. Leaders play a critical role in fostering a risk-resilient culture. When leaders take risk management seriously and lead by example, it sets a tone for the entire organization. Great leaders encourage transparency, accountability, and innovation, creating a space where employees feel empowered to take calculated risks and learn from their mistakes. Empowering employees to manage risk. A risk-resilient culture involves empowering employees at all levels to identify and manage risks. Provide your employees with the training and resources they need to recognize potential risks in their daily work. Encourage open communication so that employees feel comfortable reporting issues without fear of reprisal. By distributing the responsibility for risk management throughout the organization, you create a business that is more agile, responsive, and able to adapt to change. Continuous improvement. Finally, a risk-resilient culture is one that is committed to continuous improvement. Risk management is not a static process, it must evolve with the changing business landscape. Regularly review your risk management practices, learn from past mistakes, and make necessary adjustments. Managing risk in business is not just about protecting yourself from failure. It's about positioning yourself for success. Risk is inevitable, but how you handle it defines the trajectory of your business. The most successful entrepreneurs understand that risk is an inherent part of growth and innovation. By identifying, assessing, mitigating, and monitoring risks, you can create a business that is resilient, adaptable, and poised to thrive in any environment. At Motivations, we believe that every challenge presents an opportunity for growth. By embracing risk management as a key part of your business strategy, you can build a business that is not only resilient, but also ready to take on the world. Thank you. Way.